Disclaimer. The following video contains opinions. Now, opinions are a lot like assholes. Everybody's got one. And much like my friend Jose's after someone flirts with his girlfriend, you're getting mine. Well, my opinion, not my asshole. Just shut up and watch the video.
First things first, belated Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to each and every single one of my viewers. Love you guys, have a good one. Secondly, and most importantly, guess who managed to get himself banned from Everyday Feminism's Facebook page? Yes, I managed to get myself banned from Everyday Feminism's Facebook page because, gee, who would have guessed that a page that spends most of its time bitching about first world problems would have a problem with differing points of view? Because as we all know, I am a very diplomatic individual when it comes to voicing differing points of view. And therefore, I don't quite understand why I was banned for any reason other than offering a differing point of view. And what was I offering a differing point of view, you might ask? The ridiculous ongoing debate over whether or not certain hairstyles are racist and or discriminatory. Now, we're not talking people shaving their heads and shaving swastikas into the motherfuckers. That is most definitely racist, ignorant as fuck, and really, really stupid, and serves no other purpose than to say my parents fucked up raising me and I need a swift backhand upside the head. No, we're talking about things such as dreadlocks, cornrows, braided hair, etc., which apparently is a sign that we white people are appropriating black culture and stealing black hairstyles and so on and so forth. Now, I ask the question, what the fuck is a black hairstyle? Seriously, there are no black hairstyles. There are no hairstyles which are only allowed for one particular race or one group of people. Especially when things such as dreadlocks and cornrows and so on date back further than black culture. They date back to the Celts, they date back to Europe, they date back to probably the Middle Ages. It's not something I've done a hell of a lot of research on, but I do know that they aren't a black exclusive thing. Dreadlocks in particular date back to old school Scotland, old school Ireland. See, the thing is, if I wanted to get dreadlocks and I wanted to play the fucking cultural race card, because of my Scottish and Irish heritage, I could. But the fact of the matter is, it's here. And really, is that all these people have to complain about in their lives? That light-skinned people are wearing a particular hairstyle? Now, admittedly, on some honkies, dreadlocks look fucking horrendous. Vanilla Ice went through a stage where he had braided hair and it made him look like an even bigger pillock than he usually did. But the fact of the matter is, you can't really complain about the way someone else wears their hair. You can't say that's racial oppression, that's just ridiculous. I mean, I know that everyday feminism should be treated as the joke it is. Essentially, all that one particular page and website is a bunch of first world white girls, and in the case of Justin Dennis, white guys pretending to be girls, complaining about first world bullshit that no sensible person with anything actually going on in their lives complain about. But the fact of the matter is, there are people that support this silly bullshit, and people that will swear black and blue that if you're a white person with dreadlocks, you are being a racially oppressive shitlord. But the fact of the matter is, if you're gonna go like Camille B. Dan at the end of Zeta Gundam, if you see someone walking down the street with dreadlocks and they just so happen to be white, you probably have a pretty fucking easy life. I wear my hair long because when I was little, I always wanted to grow up to be like Tommy from Power Rangers, because Tommy was the shit when I was little. Admittedly, it's probably not why I maintain my hair long now, I just like the way it looks. But the reason I always wanted it when I was young was because Tommy was my hero and I always wanted to grow up to be like Tommy. Now, Tommy was Native American by heritage. Jason David Frank, the actor that plays him, also has Native American heritage. Does that mean I'm appropriating Native American culture? No, it does not. Does that mean that Stoutmeister, my good friend who happens to have a bit of Native American culture, is crying himself to sleep at night because a shitlord of a white friend from New Zealand has long hair? No, it doesn't. 1, stupid complaint. 2, nobody with a working brain with a sensible attitude towards life is losing fucking sleep over the way people style their hair. The thing is, nobody, absolutely nobody, is getting dreadlocks and doing so with the motivation to upset and oppress minorities. Nobody is neglecting to wash their hair and letting it form into natural dreadlocks just so they can go around looking down on all the oppressed minorities that they are upsetting. Nobody is rubbing their hands together in anticipation of their forming dreadlocks. No one is braiding their hair or getting cornrows and thinking, I get to oppress the minorities, meh. They're not. Nobody does that. Nobody is getting their hair dreaded to oppress anyone. And then you get some of these everyday feminism articles that are going, well, you might not be doing it on purpose, but did you know it's actually racial oppression? Fun fact, it isn't. That's why people don't know, because it's not. There is no fucking cultural appropriation or disrespect going on with dreadlocks. Let's take Nandor Tantios, who used to be a member of parliament over here, used to represent the Greens Party. Dude was notable in the media because of his unconventional look for a politician. Homeboy had long as fuck dreadlocks, and dude identified himself as Rastafarian. He was of Hungarian heritage, I believe. White as they come, whiter than me. Dude had dreadlocks. At no point did anybody over here cry racial oppression. This again is a new argument I have only heard in the last year. It's another one of these stupid social justice issues which isn't actually an issue. It's just people with nothing better to do complaining. And that's something I encountered in this ridiculous little articles comments section. People telling me that as a cis-het white male, there's those wonderful buzzwords again, as a cis-het white male, I have no right to tell others how they should feel. Well, guess what? As a bunch of fat multi-chin collections with nothing better to do and no actual complaints in life, you don't get to tell me how the fuck to feel either. Isn't that funny how that works? And you see, the only ones that were actually agreeing with this article were your typical social justice warriors. You had maybe a couple of dark-skinned females complaining in the comments, and even then they're trying to speak on behalf of everyone of their particular race. Which is interesting because I've seen more people, more black people, yeah I know, politically incorrect term, I can't think of anything better at the moment, who say this is a ridiculous non-issue. Like, I remember the first time Everyday Feminism published this article, most of a couple of YouTuber groups I posted in could not stop talking about what a load of bullshit it was. Therefore, it sounds to me like the people complaining are in the extreme minority. You speak for a very small percentage of the population. And of that minority of people, a majority of the people that were speaking out were more fat white girls in their early 20s, trying to wag the finger, stand on the soapbox, telling everybody how they should and shouldn't feel, as should be expected, as generally tends to be the way. So realistically, the only ones complaining about this are a couple of people looking for issues to take and stupid non-issues to bitch about, and the usual morbidly obese white girls with nothing better to do with their time but to project their general self-loathing and hatred onto everybody else. It's a stupid non-issue. Nobody is losing sleep over how people wear their hair. On the other side of the coin, nobody's wearing their hair a certain way to oppress people. It's stupid. This is another non-issue being brought to the forefront by a group of people with nothing better to complain about. Let's put it this way. If I could recommend these people behave like a certain Pokemon, I recommend they behave like a metapod. Specifically, harden the fuck up. I'm Damian Skyfire. Till next time.